cause any further trouble than you've already caused. I'm sorry, sir. Let's continue.
So you've done lots of work in front of the camera, obviously, but some behind the camera, and sometimes both. Is that a challenge to direct yourself?
Yes, because Bruce Campbell is such an asshole to work with. I mean, like this, it's really kind of weird. Yeah, I'm thinking you'd sit in this chair here. You would. Yeah, I would. I would sit in that chair. If I was you. You are me. Then I'll sit in that chair. It just has to get worked out. I feel like Clint Eastwood talking to a chair. I'm sorry I lost the election for you. Okay, let's continue. No calls back? Aw, no one cares about you at all.
When you're choosing roles, some of the roles you do are so iconically cults, fan. You got like Bubba Hotep and Ash. They're very. I mean, a lot of people. When I think of actors as a fan, I kind of tend to associate one or two kind of specific roles to them. You have so many. When you're looking at roles, are you looking for just a role that's fun, something that's challenging, or are you looking for something that's like an encapsulated character that kind of can hold that kind of iconic status?
Yes.
Because it works out that way a lot.
You know, you look for everything. You look for who's involved. Before, I didn't really think about who was involved, like directors and things like that. But if you have a director who has no experience, that could be a problem. Because then you wind up self-directing a lot. I could do that, but it's not my preference. I'd like to have the guy who's running the show run the show. And when you show up, I'd like a director to have a complete plan of attack. Like Sam Raimi, it's all storyboards. He doesn't even have to block. He just knows where you are. You're here. When a shot says that you're here.
Screwing around.
But that doesn't always bode well with some actors. Sam Raimi, when he directed The Quick and the Dead, had to hide the storyboards whenever Gene Hackman came onto the set. Because he'd go, what are these little pictures? You know, is that me? Which one is me? Which one are these little pictures? These little cartoons? What is that? What is that? He hated it. He hated it. So, every situation is different. But Sam was able to deal with Gene Hackman, who is traditionally a very difficult actor to work with, great actor, but not easy on directors. First day of shooting, Quick and the Dead, Sam comes up. All right, Gene, figured you'd come out here of this door and you'd tip your hat to the guy across the street, and you'd come on down over here, sit in this chair. And I got a line that's not scripted for you. I want you to lean in at one point and say, whisper, what are the odds on the kid? Because the kid's up doing his battle now. Gene Hackman goes, I'm not doing any of that. What do you do? What do you do? Do you piss yourself and run away? Fortunately, Sam's a very prepared director, so he basically explained everything that he wanted him to do and why. He said, well, Gene, this is where you live, so you got to come out this door. There's no other door to come out of. I wanted to tip your hat because you're signaling the guy across the street to start the fight. You don't have to tip your hat. You can wink, nod, blink, you know, point a finger. It doesn't matter to me, but you have to signal it. Gene goes, okay, I'll do that, but I'm not going to sit in the chair. Sam goes, you don't have to sit in the chair. But notice, you're the king of the city. Look at all the extras. They're all standing because they're the peasants. The peasants stand, the king sits. Gene goes, okay, I'll sit in the chair. But I'm not going to whisper, what are the odds on the kid? Sam goes, you don't have to. But later in the movie, they're going to realize that that kid is your son, and they'll flash back and go, oh, he really did care about his son. So I went to visit Sam, and he popped in the tape of the dailies, and Gene Hackman comes out, tips his hat, sits in the chair, and whispers, what are the odds on the kid? Generally, you figure out a way to work with people however however you can figure it out. Kevin Sorbo from Hercules. I went down to New Zealand to direct my first Hercules episode in the first season of Hercules, and with him, it was just golf. It was just golf. I let him beat me at golf every time.
And then you were golden.
Yeah, we were fine, because he came up the first day. Hey, Bruce, you know, he's a big manly man, Kevin Sorbo. You golf? Fuck no. Yeah, golf. Yep. He goes, what's your handicap? I'm like, I broke my leg on a golf course.
As the King of Thieves, it seemed like there were some lines that you improv because they were really fun. Did you do that, or was it a lot of scripting?
If the script is great, I don't change a word. It's that simple. I just finished a movie called Highly Functional. I play a broken down country western singer. I'm in the broken down phase of my career now. Ex-Navy SEAL, former this. I can play crooked politicians and judges and generals now. I play the president now.
How do you feel about playing yourself?
Playing myself? And my name is Bruce?
Yes.
It's very dangerous presenting a version of yourself like that to people. There's someone from Racine, Wisconsin, who thinks that I feed my dog whiskey in the dog bowl, and then when I get drunk, I drink out of the dog's whiskey bowl. There's someone who thinks that's true. If you say that character's Bruce Campbell, and it looks a lot like me. But I like fucking with people like that. The great character actor, W.C. Fields, he wrote all of his own publicity releases. He made up so much crap about himself, nobody knows the real answer about where he was born, where he died, he had money, he made up everything. Raised by wolves, you know, outside of Philadelphia, I gotta learn from that guy. He had it right. He would have had a great Twitter account. He would have been firing so much bullshit every day.
Have you had more trouble dealing with difficult colleagues, actors, or difficult fans?
Fans, I have to say, 99% of you guys are fantastic. You really are. I mean that. Sincerely. The thing I don't get, though, is you wait 2 hours in line, and here's what I get. Hey, how you doing? Oh, pretty good. Where are you from? What do you do? This is my favorite response. I work. Yeah, where do you work? At a company. Where? Around here. What's it called? It has a name. Okay, nice talking to you. You have a good one. That's what I don't get. If I waited 2 hours in line to meet my idol, William Shatner, who I watched religiously in the original Star Trek, not this other horse shit that they've been peddling. The original Star Trek. You hear me, Bill? I would have something to say to Bill.
I will say this in the defense of the Quiet Man. I am nervous as all fucking hell right now.
One Bill Shatner story. I finally had a chance to meet him in the green room, you know, back at one of these events, 6 months, a year ago. And I'm like, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go Star Trek. I'm not going to do it. It's not going to work. He'll roll his eyes and go, yeah, whatever. I don't want that to happen to Shatner. He's my idol. I don't want to piss him off. First thing, what did I do? I mentioned T.J. Hooker. It worked. Bill's eyes lit up. T.J. Hooker. I said, Bill, you know what I really was impressed on that show? You came screeching up to those crime scenes. And they would hold the shot and get out, and it was you. He goes, the producers didn't want me to do that. Now he's getting all fiery in the eyes. I talked to the stunt guys. I said, let's work with that emergency brake, we'll feather it so it doesn't lock. And they told me how to work the brake and the emergency brake at the same time. One could steer, one gave you the ability to stop. Now Bill and I are best friends. So the moral of the story is, if you meet someone famous, don't mention the obvious. Mention some piece of shit they did like 25 years ago that you still liked. Their eyes will light up, I'm telling you. Crime Wave, shut up. Don't insult me by mentioning that horrible movie. Okay, we're